Hey y'all, Chef IrixGuy here, and within this video I want to explain how to cook the perfect steak. Now again, this is how I cook the perfect steak. Your technique may be a little bit different, but for starters, one thing I recommend is just a basic charcoal grill. Now you're going to want to have that with charcoal, but you're also going to want to have a smoker box. And you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order both the grill, like I use, very affordable, and the smoker box, like I use, very affordable. Now what's super important is the meat. Now, geographically speaking, you may be watching this from the other side of the pond, so your butcher may be a different butcher than the butcher that I use. But the butcher that I'm using for this video is Midtown Butcher, and you can find a link to them, expand this video's description, and then click the link there. But what impressed me the most, when I'm shopping for meat, and I'm a very, 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 very picky shopper. I mean, Chef IrixGuy is extremely picky. So I went into the butcher shop, I met the butchers, and I looked at the meat, and the marbling could not have been better. Within this video, I'm going to cook, I think it's about a 24-ounce ribeye, and then also I think the other one is about a 16-ounce, good, beautiful cuts of meat. And I am so excited. Not only am I excited to enjoy cooking these, but I'm excited to share the experience with all of y'all, because cooking is a craft that not everyone knows how to perfect. Now, we're gonna talk through a few things within this video. Some of the things being, how do you marinate the steak? Now, when you're getting a good cut of meat, like I got from Midtown Butcher, you don't want to overpower the flavor of the beef. So, something that's too salty or too garlicky, that can be a negative. But, a basic way to do it, and this is what I recommend, and this is what I did within this video, Worcestershire. It doesn't have to be the name brand. You can get generic. It doesn't matter. Salt, preferably sea salt. Pepper, preferably fresh ground pepper. And you can find, linked within this video's description, I'll link some peppercorns. I mean, it sounds fancy, it sounds expensive, but it's really not. And then also garlic. You can get garlic powder, but my opinion is that if you can go out and just go to your produce market, wherever, buy a garlic clove and chop it up yourself thinly, let that steak marinate with that. It's going to be so much better than the garlic powder. But garlic powder is not bad. I would probably stay away from garlic salt. I would stick with garlic powder, and I would add the saltiness with my sea salt. Sea salt is so much better of a salt, in my opinion, than your table type salt that's probably present within your garlic powder. So, get that marinade. Make sure it's in the refrigerator. Do it for a few hours in the refrigerator. Make sure it's airtight, aluminum foil, or preferably if you've got a casserole type dish and you've got a cover on it. Do that. Don't rush it. Or if you want to do it overnight, that's fine. It's a matter of how much you want that marinade to penetrate the meat. Because again, when you're using high quality meat like I use from a butcher, and again, my butcher is Midtown Butcher, but you may be using a butcher somewhere else. If you get high quality meat, again, this is going to be ribeyes. I've got about a 24 ounce and about a 16 ounce. It's a matter of getting the quality meat, marinating it properly. Don't rush. Take your time. Always, and I can't emphasize this more, always use a charcoal grill. And the reason being is that, propane is kind of like, well, dude, it's like, man, I bought this fancy propane grill. This is not a show-off competition. This is what tastes better in your mouth. And I challenge you to try to cook on a propane grill and make something taste as good or better than a charcoal grill. And again, to take it up a little bit, get you a smoker box. This is a basic stainless steel smoker box, and you can find this type linked within this video's description. Basically what it does, it's got holes in it, and it's got a lid that pops open, and you can put your wood chips in there. This adds that hickory flavor to your meat. When I'm doing beef, I use hickory chips. If I'm doing ribs, I may use cherry, I may use applewood. If I'm doing chicken, I may use mesquite. It's a matter of personal taste preference. But a steak, cooked on charcoal with hickory chips in a smoker box, you can't beat it. You definitely can't beat it. So, you know, it doesn't have to be a complicated process, and, you know, we're going to make everything, I'm going to show you everything, and, you know, tell me what you think. Comment below. Have you tried this preparation? How did your steak turn out? Were you disappointed? If you were disappointed, tell me why, because I want to know where you got a better steak, because I want to go there. Now, if you want to be extra fancy, what you can do is get an onion. It doesn't matter, purple onion, Vidalia onion, whatever type of onion you want. Cut it up, clean it, put some butter on top of it, put some garlic powder, sea salt, black pepper. Maybe you want to season it up more. You know, add your spices of choice. Wrap it in aluminum foil. But just have enough open on the top so that hickory smoke can penetrate and just really make just a very great steak topper. You know, a lot of people like a steak topper. It doesn't have to be cheese. I'm going to put cheese on mine. But, you know, something that has onions. Onions are a staple. Mushrooms. I don't have mushrooms tonight, but we're going to do onions, man. Just look at that. Got my smoker box in there. It's going to be good. So something you definitely want to do before you cook, and you can see right there to the right side, that silver, well, stainless steel smoker box. You want to put that in there because you want to get, and you're starting to see smoke coming out of it. You want to make sure that your smoker box is releasing smoke before you put your steaks on, because that's going to add that extra hickory flavor. I'm using hickory. You could use, you know, you could use applewood or mesquite, whatever, but I think hickory is the best flavor for my palate. Again, taste is subjective. So these are my steaks. I marinated for a few hours because I was in a hurry. I wanted to eat. Typically, I would marinate overnight, but these things are so awesome, man. And I didn't want to overpower the beef with the flavor of the marinade. So again, this right here is about this is a 24 ounce ribeye. I mean, just look at that. Again, everybody over at Midtown Butcher, man, I mean, they know their meat is really incredible. This right here is, I think it's about a 16 ounce ribeye. I mean, these steaks are massive. You know, it's one of those deals where, you know, you really want to eat well, and you just don't want to cut corners. And that was definitely tonight. You know, I've got a lot of things going on, and I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to have a good dinner, and I wanted to share the adventure with all of y'all here on the IrixGuy's Adventure Channel. So I've got the hickory coming out of the smoker box. When I put this on in a minute, it's just really going to cover it. What I like to do, this marinade that's left in my casserole dish, I want to let them kind of sear on the outside. You know, don't burn them. You know, you don't want to burn your steak, but let it sear on the outside a little bit. And then, after my first flip, what I will do is put this excess marinade on top of it. I mean, these eggs, man, are going to be so good. You know, if y'all were here and you could smell this hickory smoke, I mean, you just got to experience it. And again, if you do use a charcoal grill, I encourage you strongly to use a smoker box like I use. And you can find it, expand this video's description, and click the link there. One of the areas where amateur chefs fail is cooking for multiple people, because, you know, some people may like a steak well done, some people may like it, you know, medium, some people may like it rare. So it's knowing how to do that. And one of the things I learned is that you can see and you can smell. If you could only smell this through the camera, that hickory smoke in the steak, smells so good. But knowing how to separate your steaks on the grill. You know, you want to get that good char. You know, you want to sear in those flavors. But after you do that, The people that want their meat, their steak, less done, you need to know how to kind of set it off to the side. That way you still take the hickory smoke. The hickory smoke's still going to hit it. It's going to add that extra flavor profile, but it's not going to overcook like the steak that's directly above the charcoal. So I've got 2 steaks on the grill. This one right here is a big 24 ouncer, huge. It's going to be a little bit more well done. This one over here on the side is medium. And again, I seared it over the over the hot charcoal, but I set it off to the side so we can kind of get its hickory smokiness, but not overcook. Man, just look at that. This is a thing of beauty, man. These steaks, exceptional cuts of meat. And something else you might not realize is the added value of having an onion on your grill. You know, someone in your group, they may want a steak topper, but the people that don't, the fact that that onion's in there, it's adding aromatics, which is even more thoroughly enhancing the flavor of those steaks, whether they're topping their steaks or not. Some people may be easily offended by the sight of cheese, especially for such an excellent ribeye cut. But for me, I don't care. You know, I'm not going to be offended by the sight of cheese, because I like cheese. I like to top my ribeye with cheese and onions. And I got my onion cooking on there, man. Check this out. Oh. That smells so good. If you could only smell it through the YouTube video. Look at that. I'm going to flip my steak over. I'm going to get my sharp cheddar cheese, or whatever cheese you may like. Or maybe you don't want cheese on your steak. That's fine. Put this on there. It just adds an extra degree of excitement, in my opinion. In your opinion, it may not. It may dilute the flavor of the steak, but that's up to you. Only you can decide what makes your steak perfect. Look at this. Oh man. I'm gonna bring the camera over here so y'all can see this. So I'm bringing that over there up close. Look at that sharp cheddar cheese on top of the ribeye, starting to melt. And then that onion that's right beside it, that onion I'll chop up and put on top of my steak, because that's how I like to do it. I like steak toppers. Do you like steak toppers? Comment below. Now if you're a steak topper dude like I am, this is what your cheese looks like melted on your ribeye. I got my cheese and I got my onion I'm going to cut up and put on it. So this is the finished product right here, and again, however you choose to top your steak. Maybe you don't want to top it. This is an excellent cut of meat, but I put some sharp cheddar, and onion, and then I got my baked potato. Look at that baked potato, man. Oh, so good. Again, a matter of personal preference. Do it how you want to do it. You know, I'm not trying to encourage you to go one way or the other, but I like my cheese, I like my onion, and if I've got mushrooms, man, I'll put those on there too. What do you put on your steak? Comment below. And be sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/IrixGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Hey y'all, Captain IrixGuy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's YouTube.com/IrixGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.